Imagine electricity that either flows like a river in one constant direction, or moves back and forth like waves in the ocean dozens of times every second. Why do these two completely different types of current exist? And why does the entire modern world depend on both? At the most basic level, the difference between AC and DC comes down to how electrons move through a conductor. In direct current, known as DC, electrons flow in a single, constant direction from a power source to a device. The voltage is stable. The flow is continuous. This is how batteries work. They create a fixed potential difference that pushes electrons one way. In alternating current, known as AC, the direction of electron flow constantly changes. Electrons don't travel forward across long distances. They oscillate, back and forth. In Europe, this happens 50 times per second. That is a frequency of 50 Hz. Instead of a straight line, the voltage follows a sinusoidal waveform. It rises, falls, reverses, and repeats. This might seem less intuitive, but it is incredibly powerful. Because even though electrons move only short distances, energy is transferred efficiently across the system. This fundamental difference defines everything: how electricity is generated, how it is transmitted, and how it is used. To truly understand AC versus DC, you need to look at how each type of current is actually created, because their behavior is not random, but directly tied to the physics behind their generation. And this is where the story becomes much deeper than just direction of flow. Alternating current is primarily generated in power plants using the principle of electromagnetic induction, where a conductor moving in a magnetic field, or a changing magnetic field around a conductor, induces an electric voltage, and this is the foundation of almost all large-scale electricity generation on Earth. If you like similar educational content, please like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Inside a generator, coils of wire rotate within a magnetic field, or magnets rotate around coils. And as this rotation happens, the orientation of the conductor relative to the magnetic field continuously changes, which means the induced voltage also changes direction. As a result, the current naturally becomes alternating. It switches direction, again and again. This is not an added feature. It is a direct consequence of rotational motion. The faster the generator spins, the higher the frequency of the current. That's why standardized systems like 50 Hz or 60 Hz exist. Direct current, on the other hand, is produced in a fundamentally different way. Instead of relying on motion and magnetic fields, DC is typically generated through chemical reactions, such as those in batteries, where two different materials create a constant voltage difference. Electrons are pushed from one terminal to the other, in one direction only. No oscillation, no reversal. This creates a stable, predictable electrical supply. DC can also be created from AC using electronic components such as rectifiers, which use diodes to allow current to flow only one way, effectively converting an alternating waveform into a unidirectional flow. This conversion is happening everywhere around you. Every phone charger, every laptop adapter, inside almost every electronic device. The world is constantly converting AC to DC, and sometimes DC back to AC. So the real system is not one or the other. It is both, interconnected, continuously transformed. Once electricity is generated, the next challenge is moving it across long distances with minimal losses. And this is where alternating current gained a decisive advantage that shaped the entire global power infrastructure. Because the physics of transmission is not about voltage alone, but about the relationship between voltage, current, and energy losses. When electrical energy travels through wires, part of it is inevitably lost as heat due to resistance, and these losses are proportional to the square of the current, which means that even a small increase in current leads to a much larger increase in energy loss, making it highly inefficient to transmit large currents over long distances. The solution is to transmit power at high voltage and low current, because power is equal to voltage multiplied by current, so increasing voltage allows the same amount of energy to be transferred with much lower current, dramatically reducing losses. Alternating current makes this possible through the use of transformers, devices that can efficiently step voltage up or down using electromagnetic principles, allowing power plants to increase voltage to hundreds of thousands of volts for transmission and then reduce it again to safe levels for homes and industries. This ability to easily transform voltage is what made AC the dominant system during the historical war of currents, because early DC systems could not efficiently change voltage levels, limiting their ability to transmit power over long distances. As a result, AC grids expanded rapidly and became the backbone of modern electrical networks. However, the story does not end there. With the development of modern power electronics, high-voltage direct current, HVDC systems, have become viable for certain applications, especially for very long distances, underwater cables, or interconnecting different grid systems. Because DC can have lower losses over extreme distances and does not suffer from some of the reactive effects seen in AC systems. Even so, the vast majority of global power distribution still relies on AC because of its flexibility, scalability, and well-established infrastructure. This stage shows that electricity is not just about generation, but about efficient delivery. And that is where AC changed everything. When electricity finally reaches the end user, the situation becomes more complex than just AC versus DC, because in reality, modern systems constantly switch between both types depending on what is most efficient for a specific application. And this creates a hybrid world where AC and DC coexist and complement each other. Alternating current dominates large-scale distribution. It is what comes out of your wall outlet. It powers homes, factories, entire cities. The reason is not just historical. It is practical. AC can be transmitted efficiently. It can be transformed easily. And it works well with large electromechanical systems like industrial motors, which are simpler and more robust when powered directly by alternating current. However, the moment electricity enters most modern devices, everything changes. Inside almost all electronics, the system runs on DC. Computers, smartphones, televisions, servers, all of them require stable, low-voltage direct current. This means that every charger, power supply, or adapter is doing one critical job: converting AC into DC. This conversion is so common that most people never think about it, but it is happening constantly in the background of everyday life. Direct current is also essential for energy storage. Batteries inherently produce DC. That is why all portable electronics rely on it. It is also the foundation of electric vehicles, where large battery packs supply DC power to the drivetrain, often converted internally to control motors with high precision. Renewable energy systems further highlight the importance of DC. Solar panels generate electricity directly as DC. This energy can either be stored in batteries or converted into AC using inverters to be compatible with the grid. In advanced systems, especially data centers, there is a growing trend toward using DC distribution internally to reduce energy losses caused by repeated AC-DC conversions. Every conversion step wastes energy, so reducing conversions improves efficiency. What emerges is not a competition, but an ecosystem. AC is used for transmission and large-scale infrastructure. DC is used for control, storage, and precision electronics. And the modern world depends on both working together seamlessly. When comparing AC and DC at a deeper level, it becomes clear that neither system is universally superior, because each one is optimized for a different part of the electrical ecosystem, and the modern world functions precisely because both are used where they make the most sense. Alternating current's greatest strength is its ability to be transformed efficiently, which makes it ideal for large-scale power transmission, because electricity can be generated, stepped up to very high voltages, transmitted over long distances with minimal losses, and then stepped down again for safe use in homes and industry. This flexibility is what allowed global power grids to develop in the first place, and it remains the backbone of energy distribution today. However, AC has limitations. Its constantly changing voltage is not suitable for sensitive electronic components, which require stable and precise power delivery, and this is where direct current becomes essential. DC provides a constant voltage, a stable flow, and precise control. That is why all modern electronics, from microprocessors to communication systems, rely on direct current internally. DC is also naturally compatible with batteries and renewable energy sources, especially solar power, which produces electricity in DC form. Historically, DC struggled with long-distance transmission because changing voltage levels was inefficient, but modern power electronics have changed this. High-voltage direct current systems are now used for very long transmission lines, underwater cables, and intercontinental energy connections because they can reduce losses and improve efficiency in specific scenarios. Looking into the future, the energy landscape is becoming increasingly hybrid. AC will remain dominant in transmission networks. DC will continue to expand in storage, electronics, and renewable energy systems. And advanced systems will integrate both seamlessly. Smart grids, electric vehicles, decentralized energy production. All of these rely on a combination of AC and DC working together. The real conclusion is not that one current is better than the other, but that the modern world depends on both, and on the ability to convert between them efficiently.